A terrible battle ends on a dark rainy night, leaving countless dead bodies on the ground. The evil cult leader laughs at his wounded opponent and mocks him for being a simple source of entertainment. Though he lost an arm, the brave Prince Namgung Shin refuses to back down and grinds his teeth with pure anger. He remembers the day his soldier warned him about the demonic cult invasion while he reflected on his duty. The prince realized that holding on to fear only makes a warrior weak and useless in front of real danger. His loyal disciples promised to follow him to the end, but they all perished on this cruel battlefield. With a burning rage, he grips his glowing sword tightly and prepares to launch a final desperate attack. Screaming in anger, he declares that his brave men never once ran away and only moved forward to fight. Standing tall amidst the ruins, the prince is ready to make the tyrants pay for all their sins. Facing the villain on the throne, the hero angrily asks how anyone could call this cruel massacre simple entertainment. The wicked leader only laughs in response while the warrior tightly grips his weapon despite his heavily bleeding hand. Raising his blade with his remaining arm, the brave fighter prepares to show the true power of the Sword Emperor. With total confidence in his strength, he ignores the villain who claims that the peace of this world will not last. Moving faster than the wind, the young prince charges forward and unleashes a massive glowing slash at his opponent. A decisive strike lands and the evil cult leader is instantly defeated as blood splashes all over the stone ground. Even as his head flies away, the creepy villain continues to laugh and mocks the hero with his final words. A massive purple explosion suddenly erupts and shakes the entire palace as everything gets completely destroyed. The exhausted prince stabs his blade into the ground and realizes that this was a trap of mutual destruction. Heavy steps drag along the bloody ground as he stares at the lifeless bodies of his precious allies with deep sadness. Collapsing to his knees among the swords, the young warrior blames himself for failing to protect a single disciple. Gasping for air, the dying fighter remembers his lost friends and regrets having nothing left to show for his efforts. Looking up at the fading light in the sky, the legendary Sword Emperor finally closes his eyes and falls silent. Before passing away, the legendary hero feels a deep sadness and regrets not being strong enough to save his disciples. Suddenly, the darkness fades away as someone loudly calls out a completely different name to wake him up. A brutal kick suddenly lands right on his face and leaves him rolling on the dirty ground in absolute confusion. An angry, bearded man screams at him for almost burning down the building, and the young boy wonders what is happening. The angry boss continues to beat him up while complaining that the useless brat should be grateful to even have a job. Protecting his head from the blows, the boy is absolutely certain that he died just a moment ago on that battlefield. Memories of his past life as a legendary swordmaster and his final duel with the cult leader fill his mind. The young warrior starts to wonder if that creepy villain somehow used a bizarre trap to send him into this new body. Blocking the incoming kick with ease, the young hero counters with a heavy strike that leaves his boss completely stunned. Shocked by this sudden power, the bully realizes that the weak brat is suddenly emitting a terrifying dark aura. Staring into those cold eyes, the giant man freezes in pure terror as an overwhelming pressure dominates the area. Falling back in pain, the defeated boss looks up at the shadow of the legendary warrior who is now standing over him. Looking down at the coward, the young master declares that someone who torments weak children is not worthy of holding a sword. Some onlookers mock the boss while pointing out that this boy will die soon anyway because his internal meridians are crippled. Hearing those mocking words, the humiliated man grinds his teeth with pure anger and prepares to get his revenge. The furious boss screams in anger and grabs his weapon to charge at the boy one more time. With incredible speed, the young master draws his blade and lands a powerful counterstrike to stop the bully. All the nearby onlookers watch in absolute shock because they never expected the weak kid to fight back like this. The defeated boss falls to the ground while screaming in pure agony from his painful injuries. Staring down at his trembling opponent, the hero coldly tells him to raise his head and look up. Looking at those freezing eyes, the crying man realizes that a legendary warrior has taken over the child body. Meanwhile, a mysterious group of white-masked fighters gathers at a distant compound under a dark sky. Far away in a dark place, a creepy leader orders his followers to destroy anyone who stands in their way. Back on the streets, the giant boss is trembling with fear because he feels a deadly pressure from the child. Crying on his knees, the bully begs for mercy and pulls out a bag containing all of his money to offer the boy. Looking down at his tormentor with icy eyes, the young warrior wonders if this fool deserves any mercy at all. He remembers how this cruel man starved the poor child and beat him up whenever his crippled body was in pain. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure wearing a straw hat watches from the crowd and takes a deep interest in the boy. The boy declares that the bully's apology is completely useless because there is no real sincerity in it. With a swift motion of his blade, the young hero lands a clean strike to punish the giant man once and for all. He coldly tells the defeated boss that anyone who abuses the weak has absolutely no right to hold a weapon. The mysterious observer is shocked because the boy just quoted the exact teachings of a legendary martial arts master. Walking away from the crowd, the young master wonders how he will survive in this world with no money or connections. Suddenly, a desperate scream echoes through the area and a terrified man comes running toward him to beg for help. Before the runner can escape, a mysterious masked assassin clad in white quickly cuts him down from behind. Panic spreads through the crowd as a group of masked killers from the demonic cult suddenly blocks their path. Staring at the creepy overlapping sun and moon mark, the boy instantly recognizes the dark energy rising from them. Anger boils inside him because he sacrificed his life to destroy this exact cult, but they are still around. The cruel villains start attacking everyone in sight and order their men to hunt down the main target. Gripping his blade tightly, the young warrior realizes he cannot stand by and watch innocent people get hurt. He steps forward with his weapon drawn, declaring that these monsters have no right to exist in his world. Though his friends desperately beg him to run away, the legendary master stands his ground and prepares to fight. The boy steps forward to face the threat while his shocked friends call out his name, Mumyang. Seeing the masked assassins charging forward, the young warrior prepares to engage them in a direct clash. He grips his blade tightly and remembers that his path as the legendary Sword Emperor has never changed. The mysterious observer is shocked to see the boy prepare a legendary sword art that nobody ever taught him. An intense heat radiates from the hero as he gathers a massive amount of golden energy into his weapon. Staring at his targets, the young fighter quickly counts 7 enemies surrounding him on both sides. Raising his sword high in the air, the legendary master prepares to unleash a devastating heavenly strike. Stomping his foot on the dirt, the boy leaps high into the air and instantly slashes the first opponent down. The remaining attackers charge at him together, but he dodges their sharp blades with absolute ease. Whispering the word Earth, the young master blocks multiple incoming strikes with his rusty sword. Another masked assassin jumps from above while the hero calmly watches his moves without any panic. Saying the word man, the legendary master swiftly avoids the enemy blade at the very last second. Moving with incredible speed, he launches a final counterstrike that completely bypasses their defenses. The heavily wounded assassin falls to his knees and realizes that they are dealing with a total monster. Standing over the defeated assassins, the young warrior looks around at the fallen enemies. Watching from the shadows, the mysterious observer is shocked that a kid can master such legendary sword skills. Suddenly, the hero senses a new danger and spots a group of red-eyed cult members standing on the roof. The masked leader is completely shocked to see his elite troops defeated so easily by a single child. Gripping his blade tightly, the brave boy prepares to face this new threat without showing any fear. A sudden intense pain shoots through his chest and forces the young master to collapse onto his knee. He remembers that his current body still has crippled meridians, which are now acting up at the worst moment. The masked assassins look down from above and realize their dangerous target has suddenly become vulnerable. The cultists quickly confirm his identity and launch an attack to capture the child without leaving a single scratch. Gritting his teeth in absolute agony, the young boy struggles to raise his sword against the incoming enemies. Suddenly, a powerful flash of blue lightning descends from the sky and shocks everyone on the battlefield. A mysterious female warrior wearing a straw hat stands on the roof with intense electricity crackling around her. The masked leader immediately recognizes her as a famous martial artist and realizes that their plans are ruined. Knowing she is extremely dangerous, the villain orders his remaining minions to buy him some time to escape. Multiple assassins leap forward together, but the skilled woman calmly prepares to wipe them out with her glowing blade. The powerful woman leaps through the air and unleashes a barrage of electric strikes against the attackers. The enemies look on in absolute horror as their allies are instantly sliced to pieces in the blink of an eye. Exhausted from his own fight, the young boy is shocked to recognize her legendary family footwork. Before he can process this, a creepy red-eyed cult leader sneaks up behind him and demands that he come along. Grabbing the boy tightly, the dark assassin completely ignores the dangerous female warrior standing nearby. Sensing the sudden danger, the skilled woman rushes forward and delivers a lightning-fast strike. The shocked villain gasps in pain as her sword lands a devastating blow to stop his movement. Looking down at the defeated enemy, she coldly warns him to get his hands off because she likes this child. Trembling from the intense meridian pain, the young boy loses his balance and collapses onto the ground. Before he can hit the dirt, the powerful female warrior catches him as his eyes slowly close in total exhaustion. Waking up after some time, the skilled fighter sits up in bed with a sudden gasp. Looking around, the boy is surprised to see the mysterious woman sitting quietly nearby with a gentle smile. She mentions his strange martial arts and wonders how he managed to unleash such a legendary technique. The kind lady explains that she successfully calmed the cold energy inside his 9 sealed meridians. Clutching his chest, the warrior is utterly shocked because only women are supposed to have this unique body type. Staring at him, she admits that this rare power makes her highly curious about his limitless potential. Realizing that she got distracted, the mysterious woman slowly takes off her large straw hat and ties her dark hair back. She introduces herself as Lee Seha from the Azure Heaven Society and invites him to become her personal disciple. The lady promises to cure his crippled meridians because she was highly impressed by his brave fight against the cult. The young master wonders how that is possible since nobody has ever managed to heal this legendary condition before. Smiling gently, she gathers glowing blue energy and explains her powerful art, which pours out blazing hot martial ki. He knows that normal techniques cannot cure this curse because the freezing energy usually takes over the body too fast. But the beauty explains that his male nature combined with her blazing style can finally break those frozen blocks. Sensing the hot energy flow, the reincarnated warrior realizes that this rare technique is indeed an elite master style. The boy realizes this special energy can make him even stronger than he was in his previous life. He then looks at his rescuer and wonders why she wants to recruit a random kid she just met. Smiling gently, the lady reminds him of his own words about how true warriors must protect the weak. The young master clenches his fist in surprise because he never expected her to respect his beliefs so much. He asks what will happen if he accepts her offer, and she explains that they must keep him safe from the cult. The boy points out that it would be much easier for her group to just eliminate him to avoid any future danger. She replies that sacrificing the weak to protect the majority is exactly what the evil demonic cult does. The hero is deeply impressed by her noble heart and finally smiles as he realizes she is a true righteous warrior. Suddenly bowing his head, the boy apologizes for speaking so rudely and begs for her forgiveness. The lady smiles after seeing his strong resolve as the young master promises to follow her from now on. She then wonders if he has another name because calling him nameless is a bit weird. The beautiful master explains that a new identity will help them hide from the demonic cult. He decides to use his old family name to honor his lost friends and end the tragic war. Coincidentally, the lady suggests the name Namgung Jun, and the boy happily accepts it. She repeats his new name with a bright smile and thinks it sounds incredibly cool. The young boy bows deeply to his beautiful new teacher to show his absolute respect as her official disciple. Smiling brightly, she suddenly tells him that their intense training will start right this moment. She explains that every style begins with understanding a core formula and presents him with a special manual. This legendary book contains the Heavenly Thunder True Yang art, which is perfect to heal his frozen body. The boy casually mentions his family name is Namgung, which completely shocks the young woman. She flips the pages and hopes his past work as a sword boy will make the complex text easy to understand. With a gentle smile, the reincarnated warrior agrees to follow her instructions and begins his path to power. The young boy admires his teacher and realizes her incredible talent easily matches his own power from his past life. By explaining some advanced details about the manual, the child quickly shocks his master with his deep understanding. As the sun begins to set outside, the kind woman notices the time and suggests that they should finally take a break. Refusing to stop, the determined hero stands up and asks to begin his breathing meditation right away. The lady guides him to sit down while warning that even geniuses need 7 days to feel energy for the first time. Taking only a single deep breath, the young warrior instantly feels a massive wave of power inside his chest. Bright blue energy suddenly erupts around the youth and leaves his beautiful teacher completely frozen in shock. The young boy feels a wonderful warmth spreading inside his frozen chest and slowly opens his eyes. His beautiful teacher claps her hands in pure amazement while praising his incredible natural talent. The lady quickly demonstrates her special lightning style and asks if he can copy her movements. Instead of hiding his legendary strength, the kid instantly channels the same spark and shocks his master. Smiling with pride, she listens as the youth asks to learn more martial styles, including sword techniques. The kind woman invites him to join her powerful society to find the absolute best skills for his body. He remembers his past failure and promises to create a brand new style that is even stronger than before. The duo then begins their long journey toward the grand headquarters of the righteous faction. As they travel, the beautiful master explains that her society was formed by the survivors of destroyed clans. The boy asks why their top priority is not simply getting revenge on the demonic cult for all these tragic deaths. She explains that the founders wanted them to use their second chance to save others, instead of fueling more hatred. She mentions that their grand library contains legendary martial arts gathered from all across the martial world. A deep sadness fills her eyes as she reveals that her own family was also wiped out by the exact same cult. She suggests he can find a style that fits him there, while the boy wonders if his old palace skills are in that library. He realizes that 200 years have passed since his death and hopes the society can help him regain his power. Feeling bad for asking about her past, the youth apologizes, but the cheerful master quickly tells him to hurry up. The beautiful master talks about the famous wonders of Mount Huang while leading the boy through a secret hidden formation. The young hero gasps in pure disbelief because the grand headquarters stands on the exact location of his past palace. Multiple guards quickly bow to welcome the lady back as she explains some of the basic rules of their righteous group. Entering the main hall, the duo meets the wise ink master Yun Kyung-jong, who holds a very high position in the society. The cheerful woman proudly introduces the youth as her direct disciple, and the elder wonders why she likes him so much. Since she guarantees his talent, the elder agrees to skip the basic entrance exams and only keep the final combat trial. Instead of waiting, the brave boy steps forward and confidently asks to take the difficult martial arts test right now. The wise elder introduces an elite fighter named Kang Mong and challenges the boy to block just one single strike. Since the youth has no weapon, his beautiful master happily lends him her own special sword to help him survive. The leader warns him to only dodge the incoming hit, because a direct clash with such a monster could easily kill him. With a terrifying glare, the giant fighter leaps high into the air and delivers a massive downward slash at the kid. The young hero calmly blocks the heavy blow and instantly realizes that his opponent possesses incredible physical strength. Using his superior technique, the reincarnated master easily slides past the giant and redirects the force of the strike. The skilled warrior freezes in absolute shock when he notices his ultimate attack was deflected with zero effort. Spinning around with perfect balance, the brave boy raises his sword and prepares to land a decisive counterstrike. Witnessing the move, the giant warrior realizes the boy is using his own technique against him. Gritting his teeth, the heavy fighter wonders how a child with such a slender frame can possess so much power. Unbelievable shock fills his mind when he detects pure sword ki radiating from the young master. Joyfully clapping her hands, the beautiful teacher proudly praises her disciple for his brilliant performance. Slowly walking down the steps, the wise elder declares that the future of their group is secure for 50 years. Everyone is surprised because the High Master rarely leaves his seat to greet a new recruit in person. Standing face to face with the senior member, the clever youth proudly introduces himself as Namgung Jun. With a calm nod, the elder officially welcomes him into the society and assigns him the rank of a cloud. The beautiful master hopes her new student can quickly climb the ranks, while the elder explains how the cloud system works. He receives a single cloud token from the examiner and offers a polite bow to show his gratitude. The excited woman immediately grabs her disciple by the arm and drags him away toward the special armory. Watching them run off, the wise elder smiles and says that this amazing genius will soon grow into a mighty tree. Meanwhile, the defeated giant stares at his trembling hand and wonders how a child could block his ultimate move so easily. His shock increases when he looks down and notices a deep crack running through his favorite weapon. Entering the massive building, the reincarnated master is stunned to see a library even larger than his old palace. The master explains that unlike other places, their library has no restrictions on secret manuals. She shows him a book and explains they must grow stronger to defeat the demonic cult. The clever youth understands that his cloud rank determines exactly what books he can actually read. When the beauty offers to select a technique for him, the boy politely insists on choosing his own. After a brief moment of surprise, she agrees to his request on the condition that he shows her the book. Under a beautiful sky, the reincarnated master starts tossing countless books onto a massive pile. Watching this chaotic scene, the library keeper wonders if he should step in to help the kid. He recalls the beautiful master asking him to guide her new student before she left on urgent business. Flipping through the pages at lightning speed, the boy throws yet another book onto his massive pile. Approaching the child to give him a gentle warning, the keeper stops when the youth suddenly grabs a wooden sword. Without saying a single word, the reincarnated master swings the weapon and unleashes a barrage of rapid strikes. Shocked by this move, the librarian realizes that the kid only searched for secret manuals about extremely fast styles. A massive wave of blue electricity suddenly erupts from the boy and shakes the entire room with overwhelming power. Trembling with pure fear, the librarian swallows hard as he struggles to process the unbelievable display of talent. Staring at the calm kid with sweating eyes, the terrified man wonders what kind of monster is hiding inside that body. The young master turns to the terrified library worker and demands to know what is actually going on here. Suddenly, a fierce red-haired man with a terrifying aura steps forward to demand answers about his strange martial forms. Sensing a familiar dark energy, the reincarnated master realizes that the evil cult has already infiltrated his new home.